Alright, let's ask. I mean, technically these things are almost the same thing. It's questioning the will and then him being the head of the family. I wonder if there is actually any difference between... Well, let's ask him about the paper, because I think, personally, that's the most suspicious. We've got the gist of what's going on with the will and him being the temporarily head of the family. Oh, is it not gonna let me? Yeah, it was gonna let me. Damn it. I heard that the seance was something that your father wanted. I believe that his last words were, "Whatever the spirit says shall be my will," or something like that. You're well informed. Where did you hear that? I overheard some people talking. I see. Even the servants knew. If you don't mind me asking, may I hear more about this will? Why? Please excuse me if I'm overstepping my bounds, but when something piques my interest, I won't stop until I know everything. Your curiosity is amazing. Is that how you were able to figure out the truth behind the broken statue? I'm not sure. I don't really understand it myself. If I tell you, you might be able to figure some things out for me. To be honest, there are so many things that I'm unsure of recently. Oh, really? What's bothering you? Oh, please excuse me if I'm being too nosy. You're not. I'm glad you're interested. It might be worthwhile to talk to you a bit. Where should I start? Go ahead, ask me anything. I'll answer each of your questions to the best of my ability. Thank you. Okay, so firstly, why did your father want to have the seance in the first place? Honestly, I don't know. Perhaps it is because I was estranged from my father. Estranged? I started living in my university dormitory. I never really bothered returning here unless I had to. I hadn't seen him in a long time then. But that's why I want to at least fulfill his last wish. It's all I can do for him now. So that's why Mr. Irving decided to have the seance. But... the medium, is she a real one? Will your father's spirit actually be called to this room today? I don't know. As I've said, I'm not familiar with all of this. What would you do if it was all fake? Fake? I'm not calling Miss Mahi a fake, but I've heard that some mediums are. I can't deny that. Although I've met her in the past, I don't really know much about her. I called her here because my father named her. Well, then what if Miss Mahi starts saying something extraordinary? Well, if she says something about fortune, I'm thinking I should talk to a lawyer first, whether she is real or not. I'm not sure whether words spoken during a seance could be recognized as a will. I'm sure this will be a first. I see. Yes, I've never heard of such a will before. I have no idea what she'll say, so I don't even know what to expect. There's so many things I don't know. Even some of the guests I am unfamiliar with. The guest that Mr. Irving is unfamiliar with is probably... William is related, I think, and then Grace, these two, they're both... So it's Ewan. The guest you're unfamiliar with is Mr. Ewan. He did tell me that he wasn't related to the family at all. Is that so? I don't know anything about him. I wonder why my father invited him to this meeting. You guys talking about me? Mister. We hadn't realized that Mr. Ewan had been standing behind us. You are... I'm sorry, did I offend you? Nope. I don't fit in here, so I don't blame you for talking about me. But you really don't know who I am? No. I asked my butler, but he even said that he couldn't recall any relationship between you and my father. Alright then. Do you know? I don't have a clue. But if I were to guess, and it'd be a stupid guess, tell me anyway. I want to know. Like, you and I are actually brothers, or something like that. What? How ridiculous. I told you so. Who exactly is Mr. Ewan? I wonder. I can't get a read on what he is actually. I can't get a read on what he is actually thinking. But I mean, if you look closely, don't they got like the same color eyes? While I was gathering my thoughts, Mr. Irving's relatives began filling into the room. Oh, Irving, you were already here. I was looking for you. Oh, I like the ambience. Feels like something could jump out at you. Must we do this in such a low light? After all, I'm not too sure about this. Miss Noelle was back before I realized. She was standing in a corner next to Mr. Maurice. After a while, Miss Mahi also appeared. I see. That we're all here. Shall we begin? It's starting. I'm feeling kinda nervous now. Could I ask that you sit next to someone of the opposite sex? Then, could you please hold hands with the people on either side of you? Opposite sex? You must even out the energies. Men are positive, representing light, and women represent the negative, or the dark. I don't really understand all that, but... Irving, I'll sit next to you. Certainly, if you insist. Then Uncle William sits here. Have a seat. I'm honored. Well, otherwise, that person will be next to me. Oh, but then he'll have to be next to my mother. That's alright. It's better than you touching me. Oh, it's better than you touching me. Mother, thank you. That averse to holding my hand, huh? You don't even want to touch commoners? I wonder if that's what it is. What a terrible thought. What do you want to do? You're just gonna include yourself? Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and sit next to him. If I may, could I join too? Oh. Then do you want to sit here? Yes, let me do that. I would like to have an equal number of men and women. So, can you join as well, Mr. Maurice? Sure I can. Well, Maurice is better. Sit next to me. Yes. Pardon me. Then I'll sit here. Excuse me. You should watch your behavior. People won't like you if you do too much. Sorry, I'll be more careful. Well, but it saved me. Thanks. Ewan gripped my hand, a little tightly. Wow, it's kind of embarrassing. Ellie, give me your hand. I heard that voice and realized that Mr. Irving was sitting on my other side. Okay. Mr. Irving held my other hand. Both of my hands are hot. Yeah, no, they have the same colored eyes. They could be brothers. Is this just me burning up inside, or... Right. Everyone's holding hands. Then let's call the predecessor, Mr. Oliver Rackford. Please call out to Mr. Oliver, silently inside your hearts. Miss Mahi waited for things to quiet down, then closed her eyes. I'm not even gonna attempt to say that, but she's letting out some chants. Is this a spell? One for calling spirits? The mysterious words pierced the darkness, repeating over and over again. I felt the room getting a little colder. Before long, Miss Mahi called out to the void. Mr. Oliver, are you there? see if I can get the pronunciation right now. Now that I finally have internet connection. Mr. Oliver? I looked around instinctively, but there was nobody like him here. I can't see anything. Is my father here? Yes, he is here. Please sharpen your 5 senses. Can you not feel something there? I'm not sure, but I feel that the room has become colder than before. Oh, please. You're just imagining things, surely. If I had to say, I do feel like there is something in the darkness. I can't tell. Is the spirit saying anything? Yes. He is saying that he wants to convey his last words. His last words. Could you please hand me that paper? Such is the wish of the late Mr. Oliver. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the one we picked out. The one that smells like lemon. Okay, so I am pronouncing her name kinda correctly. I handed the paper on the shelf to Miss Mahi. You mean the spirit is going to write on it? Yes. How? Mahi raised the paper high and then used the candlelight to illuminate it. Now, Mr. Oliver has written on it. Please have a look. When I peered into the darkness, the letters were certainly there. No, isn't this like a scientific thing that you can use lemon to write secret-coded words or something? I think they did like a whole Mythbuster thing on it. When I peered into the darkness, the letters were certainly there. How did that happen? You're telling us the spirit really wrote that? What on earth does the writing say? This is... Mr. Irving looked at the paper and was stunned into silence. What is this? I do not want Irving to be the head of the Rackreferred family. The abominable demons must be eliminated. What the? So this is Mr. Oliver's will? Why would he say this? In Mr. Irving's attempts to snatch the paper away, it brushed against the candle flame and caught fire. Oh my. In an instant, the paper had been reduced to ash, and the fire wisp of smoke. What did the rest of the will say? I could only read halfway. Same here. So no one read to the end. We'll just have to ask him to write it again. Unfortunately, after what just transpired, it seems Mr. Oliver's spirit left us. Left us? Can't we call him again? I believe it'll be difficult to call him again today. So what should we do? The entire will wasn't given to us. Can we try again on a different date? Hold the seance again, you mean? Yes. If you respect your father's will, then we should. Did we really call my father's spirit in the first place? Are you being skeptical? Honestly, yes. I'm actually beginning to ask myself if there was even a spirit here at all. That was my brother's writing, was it not? I know you don't want to believe it, Irving, but words suddenly appearing on paper, is that not the work of a spirit in itself? Well, was it really the spirit that wrote those words? Those words were written by something other than a spirit. I don't think it was the spirit that wrote those words. Ellie? The reason the words appeared on the paper is... the paper was prepared in advance. Maybe that the paper was prepared in advance with the words written beforehand. Alright, let me save, because I want to make sure I get this right. It already saved for us. The words written beforehand. That they suddenly seemed to appear is because... the paper was not replaced, but it was illuminated by the candle. I think it was the flame from the candle that revealed the writing. The flame from the candles revealed it? You know, the writing did look kind of brown. Maybe they were hard to see because the candlelight was so dim. I checked the paper before the seance began. It smelled like lemon. I think the words were written with lemon juice. And were then revealed by the candlelight. The message itself seemed to appear after Miss Mahi held the paper up to the candles, right? I see. I thought she held the paper over the candle because the room was dark, but it was to get the words to appear. Do you have anything to say for yourself? No, nothing. Only that I didn't know. Didn't know? Yes, all I did was obey the words of the spirit. It was you who prepared the paper, wasn't it? Excuse me, my lord. I think it's impossible. I was preparing the room before Miss Mahi arrived. She never came in. The paper was there before I even started. In other words, Miss Mahi didn't leave the paper there. Then who did? Who prepared it and left it here? The spirit may have been lurking in this manner even before I called him. Huh? Before you called him? Yes. He may have just been a wandering soul, drifting around. So maybe it was Mr. Oliver that prepared the paper. The spirit prepared the paper? Do you know what a poltergeist is? Some spirits have the power to move objects. So it is indeed very possible. Is that so? I don't know much about spirits, so if someone insists that it's spiritual power, then I can't deny it. Very well, there'll be no more discussion now. As to the possibility of a further seance, I'll let you all know later. Please wait until then. With those final words, Mr. Irving left the room. So, how was the seance? Did you see a ghost? I wanted to be there. Are you okay? Did anyone get possessed? After I cleaned the room, everyone started asking me questions. I think everyone is curious to find out. I know how they feel. But what should I say? That the predecessor's ghost didn't want Mr. Irving to be the head of the family and called him a demon? As I was thinking, Mr. Maurice entered the kitchen. Oh, everyone is here. Are you done with your work? Oh, I still need to finish washing dishes. I need to clean the pots. I'll take out the trash. Ellie, put this away. Yes, sir. Maurice put the thing that was on the tray in front of me. Huh? This wine bottle. I think I've seen this before, but when I looked at the empty wine bottle, suddenly the sight of my dream came to my mind. Oh. A part of my vague memory became clear. A glass and spilled wine. Why did I remember now? Is this wine bottle related to Mr. Irving's death in my dream? That dream is really a predictive dream. Mr. Maurice, did you bring this wine to Mr. Irving? Yes, I did. I transferred the wine to a decanter and brought back only the bottle. And Mr. Irving drank the wine already. Well, no. He didn't drink anything, at least not while I was there. It's not too late then. Should I go stop Mr. Irving from drinking it, saying that the wine may contain poison? What should I do? I mean, we made it through the first part. So we can save over the sea. What would be the smart thing to do? Do we go stop him now or assess the situation first? I mean, if we assess the situation first, we probably won't make it in time, but we could have a better understanding of what's happened to him. Or we can go stop it, make a complete fool of ourselves, and ruin everything. But let's go stop him. Make sure he lives. I should go stop Mr. Irving from drinking the wine. I jumped into Mr. Irving's room. Ellie. Mr. Irving, a glass of wine in his hand, turned around with a slightly surprised look. Mr. Irving, don't drink it. It's dangerous. Dangerous? What do you mean? I can't say for sure, but chances are if you drink it, you could die. Are you saying it's poisoned or something? It was tested for poison just now, and there wasn't any problem. Oh. Really? If so, then maybe we're in the clear. Sorry, but it seems to have been my mistake. I see. Murmuring those words, Mr. Irving downed the entire glass. What? Mr. Irving! No way. So there was poison in the wine after all. I should have been able to stop him. Why is this happening? My world was empty. No, sorry. Nothing remained but regret. Regret at the sight I saw before me. All I could do was weep, then and there. Okay, so we should have assessed the situation first. I mean, I was trying to save him. Alright, let's assess the situation first. I want to stop Mr. Irving from drinking wine immediately, but there is no evidence that it contains poison. All I'm going on is that dream I had of his death. There must be something, some evidence that will make him trust me. Let me take a closer look. Okay, let's see. We can probably ask Maurice afterwards. Let's take a look at the capsule. It's a wine capsule. It may have originally covered the cork. There are 2 holes in it. What could they be? If I remember right, they're air holes. Okay. That's the capsule, so let's look at the cork. It's a wine cork. There's a corkscrew stuck in it, as well as a small hole at the bottom. Okay, there's 2 holes, there's 1. The bottle is empty and only the sediment remains. Okay, that didn't really help out much of anything, Mr. Maurice. I brought the wine to the Lord's room. I transferred the wine to a decanter and brought back only the bottle. Well, no, he didn't drink anything, at least not while I was there. Natalie screamed as she passed by. What? What are you screaming for? What is it? What's wrong? There's a hole in the garbage bag. Oh, it's spilling. A hole? You're right. Hey, wait a minute. I looked into the hole and found a syringe there. Why is there a needle? Why is there a needle here? Is this what made the hole? The bag's full of trash I picked up from all over the place. I don't know where it was thrown away. I see. Anyways, it's a very long needle. It might be as big as my finger. It is different from an ordinary syringe. What do you use this for? Careful. The glass is broken. Don't touch it. Use this. Maurice gave me a handkerchief. Thank you very much. I'll borrow this for a bit if I may. Huh. It has a red stain. What is it? It smells like red wine. I carefully picked up the syringe with the handkerchief. The cylinder is a little wet. Was there anything inside? Mr. Maurice, can I borrow this handkerchief a little longer? I want to bring the syringe with me. That broken thing. Well, sure. True, I haven't quite worked out what this syringe means, but I feel it's important. Anyway, I should go talk to Mr. Irving. I must hurry. Right. Excuse me. I entered Mr. Irving's room without knocking properly. Ellie? Mr. Irving turned to face me, surprised, a glass of wine in hand. Mr. Irving, don't drink that. It's dangerous. Dangerous? What do you mean? Explain everything to Mr. Irving. I need him to understand that there might be poison in that glass. Questioning start. Okay, let me save real quick, because we're trying to save you. I believe that your wine has been poisoned. Poisoned? What proof do you have? This. Okay, for one, there was 2 holes into that, and then the syringe. Probably intended as air holes. That's possible too. Is that all? That doesn't look like proof to me. That wasn't enough to convince him. Oh shit, no, that's not... I thought we could connect them together. Let me think again. My proof that his wine has been poisoned is... Is that all? That doesn't look like proof enough to me. Wait a minute, sir! Let me think again. My proof that his wine has been poisoned is... Alright, well, he might die again. Well, that wasn't enough to convince him. You haven't convinced me that this wine has been poisoned. I do believe that it has, but I can't seem to explain myself well. Right before my eyes, Mr. Irving drank the entirety of the glass. Even if someone were to be like, hey, your drink has been poisoned, whether I believe them or not, I would not tempt fate and just drink it. Mr. Irving. There was poison in the wine after all. I should have been able to have stopped this, but why? All I could do was lament over my helplessness. Golly, Mr. Irving, I killed you twice. Okay, so witness testaments. Oh, okay, well, can't bring that either. I thought we could show that as proof. Okay, I believe I chose these 3 right here. We didn't go with these 2. So let's go ahead. My proof that the wine has been poisoned is this cork. The hole on the bottom of the cork. There is a hole in the bottom of the cork. A hole. Normally, there wouldn't be a hole there, right? You're correct. Why would a cork have a hole in the bottom? How the hole got there is because of the syringe. There is a hole because someone put a syringe through it. The length of this needle should be long enough to pass through the cork completely. syringe. And that's how you think my wine was poisoned. I can't prove whether the syringe contained poison or not, but I have no doubt that this is what happened. Why are you so confident that my wine has been tampered with? Well, because you died in my dream. That's what I want to say, but I don't think you'll believe me. This wine was taste tested for poison by Maurice, and nothing happened. Tested? By Mr. Maurice? Exactly. So I am questioning whether or not you are being truthful. I was just with Mr. Maurice not too long ago, and he seemed fine. What's going on? The reason why Mr. Maurice was fine after taste testing was because... Alright, now this I am a little bit unsure of. Go ahead and save over this. He only drank a small amount. That's a possibility. He didn't drink any of the wine. I mean, you just said he taste tested it. Maybe the wine wasn't actually poisoned, but the decanter? I have no idea. I'm too stupid for this. Perhaps the reason why Mr. Maurice is fine right now is because there is no poison in the wine after all. I knew it. No, this is where our story ends. Let me think again. Alright, so that's not... He only drank a small amount? Mr. Maurice only drank a small amount, so maybe he wasn't affected. Even a small amount of poison could kill, though. Mr. Irving tilted his head with a confused expression on his face. Wait, so he didn't drink it at all? But you just said he... Maybe Mr. Maurice didn't actually drink any of the wine. He didn't. Why do you think so? My proof for Mr. Maurice not drinking the wine is, the testament, then. I mean, I can't... Oh! No, that's not. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. The wine bottle was empty? Okay, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Okay. How does that prove he doesn't taste... How does he prove he didn't test my wine? That doesn't make sense. And he's dead. He died right before my eyes again. He didn't drink any of the wine. Uh-huh, he didn't. Now, our proof. Why do you think so? Now, what is the... How do we... How do we even prove that he didn't drink the wine? I'm not even sure. I'm just gonna throw this out here. The handkerchief. This is Mr. Maurice's handkerchief, and I believe that this big red stain is wine. Come to think of it, after Maurice took a sip, he wiped his mouth with his handkerchief. Oh, I thought... Maybe I read it too fast. I thought the reason why the handkerchief was because she picked up the broken syringe but had, like, wine in it or something. Oh. He must have spat out the wine into it. I think you are correct. His handkerchief is soaked through. Oh my god. We saved his life. Anyway, let me see if there really is poison in this glass. You can do that. Certainly. I studied pharmacy at university. Okay, if you could do that just for suspicion's sake, you couldn't have just tested it if we were like, there might be poison in it, sir. Please don't drink it. This man has no survival skills. I studied pharmacy at university. I brought my equipment and reagents from my dormitory with me. So as long as I'd known it's poison, I should be able... So as long as it's known poison, I should be able to detect it. Oh, how wonderful. Studying pharmacy? It'll take some time to find any results, so you may go back to work. Oh, right. I'm supposed to be working right now. I shall go downstairs, but may I come back and hear the results? Of course. I bowed and left Mr. Irving's room. Oh, Ellie, here you are. As soon as I returned to the first floor, I met Mr. Maurice. What was that all about earlier? You were in such a hurry. I went to stop Mr. Irving from drinking his wine. His wine? Why? What was wrong with it? Before I answer you, I have a question of my own. I heard that you had taste tested Mr. Irving's wine before giving it to him, but did you really drink any? Huh. What are you insinuating? This is the handkerchief that I borrowed off of you. However, it seems to be soaked with wine. Perhaps you spat it out. Oh. Oh dear. That was careless of me to give you that handkerchief. Ah, no. I hate to admit, but you are right. I have been feeling off all morning. I knew that even a sip of alcohol would make me feel worse. And so you pretended to taste my lord's wine. Couldn't you have told him the truth and not gone through with it? I have turned down the role before when I was feeling ill. However, it just made my lord worry about me and my health. Ever since then, I have kept my state of health to myself. Taste testing for poison is an old tradition. However, there has never been an instance of poisoning in this family. The wine distributor is highly reputable. At the very least, I smelled my lord's wine, and there wasn't anything odd. So that's why you pretended to taste test my wine, Maurice. My lord! I turned to see Mr. Irving coming down the stairs. And we'll stop here for right now, because I still gotta test whether the audio is still good or not.